Welcome back to my taxidermy studio. We have our beautiful bird that Don made a great shot and got for us out in the field. And now we're going to create a professional turkey tail mount. In taxidermy, like in just about any other area, what you start with, the quality of what you start with, dictates the quality of your end result. And in this case, fortunately, we're starting with a beautiful turkey tail. Now here's a turkey tail, a professional turkey tail mount that's complete. Don, why don't you walk us through some of the things that you look for in a professional turkey tail mount?
A nice turkey tail mount, it's definitely the symmetrics of the tail and how it lays on the board. You can notice the nice even lines off both sides, and it comes up in a nice complete arc. Each feather, you can tell, they took the time and layered each feather on top of each other all the way through here, which gives it a nice sequence.
Now I see that there's hackles up in here, and that's really important to the
it's nice
mount.
to put a little hackle sometimes here. They got this little downy section. They don't have the iridescent colors on there. If you can put a little more iridescent shimmer to the tail, it's just very eye-appealing.
So the hackles basically begin the turkey tail mount and create a nice transition into the primary feathers.
Yes.
Now this right here is the solid walnut laser engraved turkey tail mount that a lot of professional taxidermists use, and you can see it has a nice turkey scene of a turkey flying in. It adds a lot of quality and class to the mount, and that's what we're going to be using on our turkey tail mount.
These are the panels I use in my shop also. It's definitely a professional look when you're done. It's so easy, especially if you do one or two. You can definitely knock them out fast. A very nice, easy project to do.
Excellent. Well, let's get to it and cut the tail off this bird and get our turkey tail mount going. Now there's two cuts that we're going to make on the tail. We're going to make a cut right along the base of the tail quills as well as in the front. We're going to save some of these hackle feathers, and we go in, and there's a grease gland. You can see it. It's just a little thing right here, and we're going to cut right along that. And if we cut along that, you can see that it saves a good amount of the hackles. And if we cut right there at the grease gland, you can see that all these hackles are saved and transition very well out into the primary feathers of the tail. Now something to help you along the back is just wet down those downy feathers, and you can see how then they just lay right down instead of being all puffed up and fuzzy and in your way. And when we do that, we can see the main tail quills. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in there with a knife, and I'm just going to cut all the way around. I'm cutting through the skin and running right along the base of the tail quills. Okay, so we've cut all along here. Now we're going to skin it out back with the tail quills. We're not cutting through the tail quills, we're skinning the hide out alongside the back of the tail quills. And right there, we have it skinned out. The back of the tail's done. Now let's find that grease gland in the front and make our incision along the front. Let's go in, move the forward hackles forward, find that little grease gland. It's just a little knob there, just a grease gland. And right there, we're going to cut everything in front of it, stays with the bird. The hackles behind it stay with the tail. Again, you can take a little water, mist it in there, and that helps just mat things down so that it stays out of your way.